Hi there. Okay, so in this lecture, I'm going to show you how to create LODs. LODs are basically levels of detail within your geometry. Engines use them so they don't have to render so many polygons, basically. So objects that are way in the distance are a lot lower polygon-wise than objects that are closer. And as objects move away, you can reduce the amount of polygons within that object by creating LODs. So that's what we're going to do here with this barrel. And you can apply this technique to any object you do, and it really helps the engine optimize and keeps things running at a fast pace, basically. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is load in this barrel here. This is the barrel we created near the beginning of the course, and save it out with the different file names. Just go to save as, and I called mine HD steel barrel LODs, because what we're going to do is we're going to create several objects within this file, and they're going to be the LODs that we need for this barrel. So just call it HD steel barrel LODs and click save. You won't get that message, it's only because I've already done this once, so just click yes there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start reducing the polygons. Now, you could just go here and use optimize, but it makes a mess of your geometry, really. And what you want is some sort of control over it, because one of the secrets to creating good LODs is to retain the mass of the object. So you see this, let's get rid of the edges. So this shape that you see here, you want to be able to see that same shape way off in the distance like this. So as you get closer, you don't really see the polygons coming into play, and keeping the mass of the object is really important for that, because you've probably seen it in games where objects haven't got the same mass and they just pop into sort of view, and it just looks ugly. So the more mass you can keep, the better. So this is the first one, and we need to name them very specifically, or Unity will not recognize that you have LODs. So this one up here, you're going to call it HD steel barrel, and on the end we're going to put underscore LOD 0. Unity will know automatically that that's the highest definition of this model. So click on move, hold down shift and move this object over here. Now we've got 1036. Let's try and get this down to around about 200 for the lowest. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe LODs. I think that would be fine. Okay, so this first one, let's get it down to about 800-ish, and then 500-ish, and then maybe 200. Okay, so let's do this one first. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to modify, click edges, and you want to come down here and you want to make sure that preserve UVs is ticked. That way any geometry that you take out of here, it will try and keep all the UVs intact, so you don't have to remap it. Okay, so let's have a look. The first obvious ones are to get rid of these. So press Control and backspace. All I'm doing there is double clicking on that loop and it goes all the way around. Press Control, backspace, and that's them gone. Do the same for the inside. Double click all the way around, delete, double click all the way around, delete. Okay, so that's cool. So where have we got that down to? Let's have a look at that. So that was 1036, and this one is 876. I think we can probably get that down a little bit more. Let's just take perhaps one of these out. There we go. Let's have a look, see how much we saved there. Okay, so it's 836. There you go. That's 200 off. 1036, 836. Now if you come back here, you know, you won't be able to tell the difference there. You won't be able to tell that that's going to pop into that, whereas you might when you get a bit closer. because it loses its dents. Okay, so let's carry on. Let's bring on the edge faces. Let's copy this one over. So that's LOD. Sorry. So that's the first one. And that one was called LOD 0. We want to call this one LOD 1. Get rid of the zeros on the end. Just make it 1 like that. And then we're going to copy it. Shift, drag like that. And we just put LOD 2 there for that one. And then we're going to reduce this one. Select edges. Make sure you'll preserve UV's tick boxes ticked, and go through and start removing edges. I think we can get rid of these this time around. So hold down Control, Backspace, Control, Backspace. That still keeps that shape on the edge here. And come down here, double click on that, hold down Control, Backspace, Control, Backspace. And then the bottom, we can get rid of this one, Control, Backspace. Let's have a look at the top. Yes, for sure, we can definitely get rid of that one, Control, Backspace. And I think we can get rid of that one too. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got 556, 836, and remember we're looking at triangles here, not polys. So 556, 836, and 1036. Okay, so we're going to take this down another one. So Shift, copy it across, and we're going to make this LOD 3. And this time, because we're probably at around, let's get rid of the edges. When it kicks in, we're probably going to see this smallest one about this distance, to be fair. And when we get it into Unity in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how this works. So you'll see this in action and you won't even notice them pop. Yeah, so this one here, definitely get rid of some of the verticals on that one. So let's go back in and let's make a start on that. Edges. Right. So we want to look at this and we want to keep the... I think we can get rid of every other vertical line here. So let's just go around and start where it's flat, like there. Skip one. That's quite a... Okay, let's start on that one because that's quite an obvious shape there. So let's start on that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. That one. That one. Get rid of that. And that. That. And that. Right, I think if we get that or half that pretty much. So Control, Backspace. Let's have a look what we've got there. 276. There you go. You're not going to get much lower than that, and that's a good shape. So if we now get rid of edges and come back here, you're not going to see that pop through. You can sort of make out, you know, if you know what you're looking at, you can sort of make out the definition of those ridges as it goes down. It gets less defined, but that's fine because it's going to be moving. Well, not moving, but it's going to be popping into existence as you get close to it. So it's going to kind of look like shadow. You won't even notice. Your eye won't even pick it up. So I think that's a pretty good reduction there. So you've got, you know, a little over 1,000 for high detail, you know, 836, 556, and 276. That's perfect. So now what we've got to do is line them back up. Let's just make sure that this orientation of our pivot point is correct. So we just go over here, effect pivot only, right click on that. Yeah, it's 90. Okay, so that means all the others should be fine because we copied it down through. So what we're going to do is just click that. Let's just turn on edges so we can see here. And up here where it says align, just click that button and select the first one. so it appears back in the same place, but make sure you tick X, Y and Z. Apply. Okay, so it's now in exactly the right position. And do the same for these other ones. Select it, click Align, click on them, click on the LOD1, X, Y, Z, apply. And the last one, do exactly the same. Align and click on that. X, Y, Z, apply. Okay, there you go. That's all our barrels on top of each other, LOD'd. Let's just save that out. File, save. Just check in the viewer over here that we've got them all LOD0, LOD1. And Unity is very clever in this respect because it will know exactly what those models are. And it works really well. So save that, and in the next lecture I'm going to show you how to set that up in Unity. So I'll see you in the next lecture.